Secrets of the Stone Harp. In a quiet corner of the village, at the foot of a towering mountain, lay an ancient temple known to few. This temple, covered in moss and intertwined with creeping ivy, had an air of mystery. The elders often spoke of its history, but always in hushed tones, as if the walls had ears. Inside the temple was an artifact of immense beauty, a harp, not made of wood or metal, but of stone. Though seemingly rigid and unyielding, its strings were said to create the most enchanting melodies when played. But no one in the village dared touch it, for it was believed that the harp had powers beyond comprehension. One day, a stranger arrived in the village. Dressed in a flowing robe, with eyes that sparkled like the night sky, the stranger was drawn to the temple. Sensing a story waiting to be unveiled, the stranger decided to spend the night there. As midnight approached, the atmosphere in the temple grew dense. The stone harp began to glow, emanating a soft, blue hue. Unable to resist the pull, the stranger approached it and delicately touched a string. A deep, resonant note filled the temple, and the world seemed to stand still. With each subsequent note, memories started flooding back. The harp was not just an instrument, it was a guardian of the village's history. It held within it stories of love, betrayal, bravery, and sacrifice. As the stranger played, these stories unfolded, revealing the rich tapestry of the village's past. There was the tale of the young lovers who, forbidden from being together, chose to turn into birds and fly away, their love eternal. Then, there was the legend of the brave warrior who defended the village from invaders, sacrificing his life in the process. As dawn approached, the final story revealed itself. The harp had been created by a powerful sorceress as a gift to the village. The sorceress had once been scorned by the villagers for her unique abilities. But when the village faced its darkest hour, she returned to save it, channeling her powers into the stone harp. The harp would stand as a testament to the village's history and the sorceress's unmatched love for it. Tears streamed down the stranger's face as the last note resonated in the temple. As the sun's first rays peeked through, the harp's glow faded, returning to its silent, stony state. The stranger, having learned the village's deepest secrets and the power of the stone harp, decided to share its stories. With the blessing of the elders, the temple was open to all. Residents and visitors alike came to hear the enchanting melodies of the harp and the tales it held. The village, once quiet and unassuming, became a place of pilgrimage for those seeking knowledge and solace. The stone harp, with its ethereal music, bridged the past and the present, reminding everyone of the power of stories and the magic they hold. And the stranger? They moved on, their heart filled with melodies and memories, in search of other tales, but the village and the stone harp would always remain a special chapter in their journey, a testament to the enduring power of history and the stories that shape us. The Carousel of Cursed Tales. In a quiet, forgotten part of an old amusement park stood a carousel unlike any other. Its animals were not the cheerful horses or mythical creatures one would expect, but rather eerie representations of stories. There was the serpent of betrayal, the raven of lost souls, the lion with a mane of flames, and many more. They were beautifully crafted, yet something about them gave visitors an uneasy feeling. Despite its unsettling appearance, the carousel attracted many curious riders, especially during the night when the moon bathed it in a silvery glow. A sign beside it read, "Ride at your own risk." Every night, as the clock struck midnight, the carousel would come to life on its own, its haunting melody echoing through the park. This was the hour when it sought a new rider. One such night, a young rider named Alara found herself drawn to the carousel. She had heard whispers about its strange power. Intrigued, she decided to take a ride, choosing the raven as her mount. As the carousel began to turn, Alara suddenly found herself transported into a different world. She was no longer in the amusement park, but in the middle of a dense, dark forest. Before her stood a grand castle with towers reaching the sky, its windows glowing eerily. Alara soon realized that she was trapped inside a tale, and not just any tale, but one of betrayal. She met the main characters, a princess named Leora who was in love with a commoner named Rowan. But their love was forbidden, and they were constantly on the run from the king's guards. As Alara ventured deeper into the story, she found herself becoming a part of it. She became Leora's confidant, aiding the lovers in their quest to find a safe haven. But every step was fraught with danger, from treacherous terrains to dark spells and curses. With every twist and turn, Alara began to understand the true nature of the carousel. It wasn't just a ride, it was a trap. Those who chose to ride it became characters in one of the cursed tales, their fates intertwined with the story. Determined to break free, Alara decided to change the story's ending. Instead of letting Leora and Rowan's love be doomed, she helped them confront the king, revealing a long-hidden secret that changed the course of the kingdom forever. With the tale altered and the curse broken, Alara found herself back on the carousel, the raven beneath her now transformed into a majestic, shimmering bird. The carousel slowed to a stop, and Alara stepped off, her heart racing. The next morning, Alara returned to the park, the events of the previous night still fresh in her mind. She approached the carousel, only to find it covered in dust and cobwebs, as if it hadn't been touched in years. The eerie animals were gone, replaced by regular carousel horses. Alara realized that by changing the story, she had broken the carousel's curse, setting free all the souls trapped within the tales. From that day on, Alara never looked at stories the same way again. She understood their power, their ability to trap or liberate. And as she penned her own tales, she always remembered the night she rode the carousel of cursed tales, forever grateful for the lesson it had taught her.